Hi you guys, it's Sherry B, and today I'm going to come on and talk about emotional abuse. I'm doing a follow-up on emotional abuse. Last week I spoke on it, and I spoke on how to identify if in fact you're in an emotional abusive relationship. And today I'm going to talk about ways of how to deal with it if you are. Many times, as I mentioned in the previous video, we often don't know that we're in an emotional abusive relationship. The behavior becomes pattern, it becomes routine. So if you didn't see last week's video, go back and check it out, and that way you can catch up to this one. So I have a few notes that you may want to take down. Get your pen, get your paper. That way you can take the notes. That way you can have something to reflect on in the future. So number one, I want to express to you guys that realize that you cannot change your partner. Many times we often try to change the person that we're with, or, try to work on them, and we create these personal projects with people, but we can't change a person. Making your partner understand or realize that he or she is hurting you is not your responsibility. It's not. Abusers do not change from receiving compassion. So no matter how much you trying to love them and nurture them, they're not going to change because you're giving them compassion. They change by learning how to act with compassion. So, so it's not healthy for us to take on these individual projects that we often do because we feel as though we just want to help that person. That's not what we're supposed to do in relationships. Secondly, don't retaliate. Abusers are excellent manipulators at provoking you to a breaking point, and then they will blame you for everything. So don't find yourself in a situation where you feel a need to retaliate. As we often heard growing up, be the bigger person. Understand you're dealing with someone that is sick. So there's no need to retaliate and get to their level, Next, we need to recognize the long-term effect of being in an abusive relationship. An abusive relationship can contribute to physical problems such as migraines, arthritis, body pains, as well as mental health problems, depression, anxiety, drug and alcohol abuse. So those are some things that we need to keep in mind when we are in relationships that we know that aren't healthy for us. Finally, sometimes you just got to know when to say goodbye. Sometimes relationships are just wrong and cannot be saved. For your sake and for the sake of your sanity, your mental health, try to recognize the problems early to see if it's something that you can work with, and if not, sometimes it's just best to be like, oh, this is not working for me. This is not good for me. And remember, that it's unlikely that your abuser will change. The reality of it is some people don't change, and I'm a very optimistic person, and I believe that, people can change and things, but people have to want to change. That have to be something that's in them, a desire that's inside of them to want to. So I want to encourage you guys not pick up on the roles of these projects and really try to coach people to be who you desire them to be in your life. If they're showing you signs and cues that they're abusive, that's what it is. So I hope this video has helped you guys. If it's not for you, maybe someone that you may know, share it, get the word out. And as always, I love you guys, and have a